Hello there. I had a friend of mine kind of suggest that I might do this video. Uh, I have a video like this from many years ago, at least 4 or 5 years ago. But I thought I would update and kind of, I got better video and audio quality. Some things have changed, that kind of deal. So, but what I want to talk about is low budget shaving or shaving on the cheap. When we start wet shaving, one of the things that attracts us to it is guys going, oh, it's cheap. Then we get into it and realize that we're spending more, on shaving than we ever did before. Multiple times more, And we go, but I want to talk about people or about options for people that just want a good shave and they don't have a whole lot of money. One of the things that I would say though is if you get into the wet shaving community, you need to develop a thick skin if that is your position in life that you can't afford. If you can't afford to chase all this stuff that everybody's chasing, then you need to learn to not let that bother you. You need to be able to set it aside when people come and they give remarks about different things and it's expensive, and when you see them buying the new stuff and posting all these beautiful shave of the day photos and stuff with expensive gear and stuff, you need to be able to push that aside and not feel like you're left out. Sometimes that takes a little time with some people, and some people understand that right off, but that is a factor in this, is that you can get caught up in what everybody else is doing, and before you know it, you're either spending too much money and you got problems with the wife or problems with your bills or whatever, or you feel like second class or third class because you don't. All of that you need to learn to just put out of your mind. It'll take a bit of maturity to do that, okay? So, and all of us, we're at different levels, but that's my advice for what it's worth. For someone who wants to get into wet shaving and doesn't have a lot of money to spend on it, you have to understand your mindset needs to be, look, I want a good shave, but I want better than what I've got, but I can't. I'm not willing to get caught up in all that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about different aspects of shaving. Well, first of all, I want to go with soaps. And local soaps. And the two that are local to me now, I live in the United States. Let me get into this. The two that are local to me that I think are really good bang for your buck. The first one is one that everybody loves to hate on. And yes, it can be very difficult to learn to lather. But if you understand that this is an old school soap, and it's pretty much the old school soaps are basically desiccated. They don't have hardly any water in them. And that it needs a ton, let me say that again 3 times fast, a ton of water to get good lather out of it. Is Williams Mug Soap. You will not find a better price locally in the United States than Williams Mug Soap. You just won't. Some people don't like the scent and they want to complain about this or that. We're here talking about budget stuff. To me, it's a citronella or lemon pledge kind of scent, and it's not, an artisan soap, but it's a really good quality soap when you learn how to lather it. There ain't nothing that I know of that I've come across in all the years that I've been wet shaving. And I'm just telling you this. You can say what you want about it. I don't give a flying hoot. Okay, I know from my own experience, there's nothing. I don't care how much you paid for it or what artisan made it, that's any better than this soap right here if you learn how to use it. It's not slick. It's just a fantastic soap. This cost $1.19 5 years ago, and you probably get it for 90 cents, 89 cents, something like that. I know there are a couple places around here locally where I can get it for under $1. If you can find it, if you can take the time to learn how to lather it, I have a lathering video for Williams Mug Soap. That should help you. This is a good option for a frugal wet shave. And the other soap that I have locally, and hold on a minute, is Vanderhagen Deluxe. This is I believe a glycerin soap, but it's a vegetable-based soap anyway. It's a more modern soap. It lathers easily. It's good and slick. It's got a light, clean fragrance. It's like $2, $2.50 at local drugstores and supermarkets, Food Lion, Martin's, name it. Almost all of them have this. They make other varieties. This is the Deluxe. Okay, they make a couple of different varieties, but all of them are more expensive. And the difference is one of them is unscented, one of them has a different kind of scent, but they're all light scents anyway. And in my opinion, this smells pretty good. It shaves really good, and you're wasting your money buying any of the other ones. You know, the other ones are going to be like $5 a puck. And they're not going to last any longer than this, and they're not going to give you any better of a shave than this. So, and just to illustrate a point, for the day that might come one day when they don't make shaving soap and stuff like that, I have a box loaded up with Williams and Vanderhagen, and I'm going to get more as time goes on. I'll always have something I can shave with that'll give me a good shave, no matter how the future goes. But I'm just saying that's how much stock I put in those two soaps. For somebody that doesn't have hardly any money and wants a good shave, it's hard to beat them. Okay? So let me set that to the side. So that's first locally. Now another local product that I can find is C.O. Bigelow. This is from I think it's not Bed Bath & Beyond. Bath and Body Works, I think is what it's called. This is basic. It's called C.O. Bigelow. You can get the small tube for like $5, and this larger type tube is $10. And this is Proraso. It's this Proraso green. It says right on the back or right on the front, made exclusively by Proraso for C.O. Bigelow. Bath and Body Works is the name of the store. You can get that locally if you're in the United States. All of this so far has been United States. Or you can buy Proraso. If you're in Europe, Proraso's all over the place. It's a fantastic cream and well worth using, and it's fairly inexpensive. Another soap that I would recommend is Arko. It's a good soap, particularly for DE shaving. I don't like Arko as much as a straight razor shave because it's not got quite enough slickness for me. Excuse me. But as a standard soap that's inexpensive and good quality for a price, Arco's hard to beat. And you can find out in the United States, Europe, all over the place as far as I know. The other creams that I would talk about, this, and there's like 3 different versions of it. Gaga. It's a Lebanese cream. It's made by Recon International in Lebanon. It is absolutely fantastic and incredibly wickedly slick. You can't find this in the United States as far as I know. There's something about the way they write the ingredients out that our government says no, that can't be imported. I forget what it was, but the soap, if I remember right, has Vaseline in it, and there's something going on. But anyway, it's an incredible cream in Europe, Canada, of course, I'm sure Lebanon. This is a cheap soap, and it's an incredible cream. And while we're looking at creams, Spike is a fantastic performer as well. There are a lot of creams in the $6 or $7 and under category that are available that are just slamming. You might want to investigate them. But one of the biggest bangs soap-wise for the buck that I can think of are shave sticks. They are fantastic. Now you say, well, you only get like 50 grams. You just rub it on your face, your wet face a little bit, and then take your brush and face lather. But they last forever because you're not dipping anything into a bowl. You're not loading a brush. You're just rubbing a film of it over your face, and it covers the face really fast with a limited amount of soap, a very small amount of soap, but enough to do the job quite well. And they last a very long time. So sticks, there are again between $2 and about $8. All kinds of sticks. Now don't spend $15 on a soap stick, shaving stick. D.R. Harris, I think, and maybe Tops, but I know D.R. Harris has got for like $14 for a 50-gram stick. Don't do it. But there, between $2 and $8, there's 30 probably shaving sticks, and they're all going to be pretty good. Okay, and last a very long time. Now, if you're in Europe, you can't get this in the United States. It's like gold. I've got 3 or 4 sticks of this that was given to me by a couple of different people. One from England, one from Canada. But if you can get this, that's a slam and shave stick as well. So shave sticks are one of the best bangs, in my opinion, out there. They're fantastic. So now, there's also, when we think about the modern soaps, RazoRock is still slamming good. It's a really good value for the money. This is probably my very favorite RazoRock soap out there. Oh man, just a fantastic soap, but pretty much anything RazoRock. RazoRock's got a ton of different soaps. They're inexpensive. They all are going to work well. They're all going to lather well. They're all going to perform well. So don't exclude RazoRock. Now there's another soap that I want to talk about, and it's about $14. And you say, well, that's not really budget. Well, this soap, yeah, it is. Mitchell's Wool-Fat. Until the old fella that runs and owns a company makes it passes away, and he might before too long, and then this might go the way of the dodo. I don't know. But this right here is an incredibly fantastic, slamming good soap, and it's triple milled, and this puck for $14 will outlast anything you can think of except maybe a shave stick. Alright? They might go head to head. A good shave stick and a good Pucker Mitchell's might go head to head. I don't know. But I know I've got the same Mitchell's Wool-Fat puck that I opened 5 years ago. Now, I don't shave with it every day. But I guarantee you, that'll last a long flipping time, and it's good soap, and it's worth spending money on. If you're on a tight budget, this is worth spending a little extra money on. And lastly, if you want to splurge, I could think of a lot of different things. You might think of Sterling. They're $14-15, I think. There's a lot of other companies in that $14 to $15 range. Maggard razors, soaps made by Maria Arman are fantastic. They're right around that, $14, $15, $16. But if I wanted to splurge on something, I wanted something that was just a little bit refined, had a nicer scent, and kind of luxurious, what I would do is go with Tobbs. This would be about $14-15 for a tub of I think this is 5 ounces of cream. This is a grapefruit, which is my favorite. This is incredibly slamming good, but they make a lot of different ones. A little bit of this cream will go a long, long way. If you're careful with it, it will last a long time. And if you take it out just a little bit every now and then to kind of give you like a really, you want a splurgy kind of shave, between this and maybe the Mitchell's, this is fantastic stuff. Well worth the money, even though it is above what, I would consider being a frugal shaver, somebody that don't have a lot of money. But if you want to splurge, get something in Tobbs in a scent that you like and use it sparingly. It'll last a long time too. I've had this several years and it still performs just like it did when it was new. So that's my recommendations for soaps. What about brushes? Well, I have 2 recommendations. I have 3. The first recommendation is stay away from cheap Badger brushes. I don't give a crap what anybody says about what they're making these days. If you paid less than $50 to $70 for a Badger brush, you got a piece of crap. Don't do it, okay? There's a reason Badger brushes cost. It has to do with the quality of the hair that is used in the brushes and how that hair is put in the brush and whether and how it's treated before it's made into a brush and all of that. And just, in my opinion, for a beginner, I would stay away from Badger brushes, period. For a beginner or for someone who wants to be frugal, in my opinion, it's very hard to beat a good old-fashioned boar. Now, what I would do is I would steer you to Omega, because you can get an Omega brush, boar brush, for $10 or $8. That's a slamming brush. Once you break it in, lasts a long time if you take care of it, and after it breaks in, it'll get just as soft as any Badger that you want to use. Okay, but there's also a company called Semogue. This is you can see that, small is not bad, by the way. Semogue is a fantastic boar brush as well. They have different hair grades. Their knots are different than Omega. Both of them are fantastic brushes. I definitely recommend boar to a beginner or a frugal wet shaver. The other recommendation that I would have for brushes would be a synthetic. Any of them. I like the Plisson type. Actually, it's more expensive. This one was, I think, a gift if I remember right. But I prefer the Plisson, the original Plisson knot. Okay, but the Plissonish knots like this, or any of them, I've got several different kinds. I've got, this is like an uber soft knot. This, in my opinion, is basically a Plissonish style with different colors, but it's, in my opinion, it's softer. It's called a lights knot. You can't get it anymore, but it doesn't matter. Any of the synthetics, what you're worried about more than anything else is the quality of the handle. Okay, but any of the synthetics are going to work well. They're going to perform good for you. They're going to last you, and you can get the Maggard that I've got here. This was like $13. I don't know what it is now, but I guarantee it's probably not anymore, or not much more. $12, $12.90 something, $13. RazoRock makes good, affordable synthetic brushes. So Boar or synthetic would be my recommendation. Good quality stuff all the way around, and will serve you well. Let me set these over here. Now, razors. Hi there. Sorry for the interruption, but in an effort to prevent this video from being 45 minutes or an hour, I'm going to stop the video right here. Stay tuned for part 2 of this. I appreciate you coming along. Bless you. And I'll see you then.